Hey guys, Kevin with Badland Industries. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. Part 2 of the lighting upgrade on my buddy's Colorado. We're going to be doing extreme style headlights, LEDs throughout the top, and we're going to do one little modification or one little fix inside the truck. Stay tuned. So what we're going to end up doing is swapping out the old nasty faded headlights for the new extreme style. The extreme ones have a chrome top and bottom to them. Better reflectivity, they look nice, I think. So the bottom here and the top are chrome instead of black like on the stock Z71. We're going to upgrade the 9006, 9005s. Fog lamps as well. I'm not going to be replacing the housings on those ones just because it's not something that he uses very often, but at least we're going to replace the bulbs for him. So new headlights, new high beams, new DRLs, new housings for the headlights. We are going to add resistors to the headlights in the event that it flashes. We have the double DRLs now, so it shouldn't flash, but in the event that it does, we'll be able to fix it with these. If the wattage of these DRLs is too high, it'll piss off the BCM, and what it'll look like is you're perpetually turning left or right. It'll just flash on and off, but only on the running lights. So if you were to signal, it would still work just fine, but it just looks like you are trying to turn 24/7. So we don't want that to be flashing while we're driving down the road. So you can get lower wattage 3157s incandescents, or we can go through the hassle of putting in some new LEDs and some new resistors to balance everything out. Alright, so the reason this is doing this is that these clips, these metal clips, are actually supposed to stay in the core support. They're not actually supposed to come with the plastic. So it looks like they've kind of embedded themselves quite handily over the years, and now they just come out with the grill. So just kind of a word of advice, just be gentle with it. 4 clips in the middle, and then 1, 2, 3 in the bottom and 2 on the other side to get this thing to come out. So we're going to yank this guy out of here. I find that just by gently walking the blade up and prying on that works really well. So the gray one's the low beams, the black one is the high beams. Actually different. The high beams have 2 grooves, whereas the low beams, so you really can't even get it wrong. But now we're going to take our headlights here. I think these are the low beams. Oh, check it out. Got the white glove treatment now. Where's my fedora? Probably get demonetized if I put a Michael Jackson song on right now. Get this guy out of here. 9006 low beam. Take the protective foam off of there. Set it in place. Seat the O-ring. Twist it and be done with it. Take the high beams. Nifty white glove treatment again. That's pretty cool. Take the protectant off. The high beams don't have the little reflector cap or the diffuser or something. There's a coating on the other one you see here that helps reduce the light output forward. You can see how it's dipped. So the Colorados have a little diffuser in there as well that prevent the light from going straight forward on the low beams. We'll gently throw the high beams in. Twist her over. Alright, now that we don't have any risk of getting the bulbs all greasy, put those in. What we're going to do is we're going to hook the gray to the low beam. Go over here, black to the high beam. Set the feet in. And we'll go to the other side and do the other headlight, and then we will bolt all these back in with the bolts we took out. Give you guys an up close and personal experience here. So we've got the one side going to the blue, and we're going to go to the other end is going to be our black. So we're doing it low enough to where once we put the loom back on, you won't see it going into the top here, but it'll be nice and hidden. Shove the red wire as high as it'll go. There we go. When you put the grill back on, make sure these are kind of flipped over the top of the core support there. Line up your tabs. Good to go. Alright, so these new DRLs are going to get new bulbs. So, yikes. Paint falling off of that guy. So we'll take these new guys. Now, these guys are switchbacks. So what's going to happen is on the running lights, they're actually going to be white, and when you signal, they're going to change to amber. So kind of doing a 2-in-1 mod here, where this would have otherwise just been a regular. You can get regular LEDs. Just solid amber LEDs that do dim for the runners and then bright for the switches. That guy's in. That guy's in. Dang, that looks good. Alright. Clip it in the front there. Done. Well, not done. Hook this up. We'll go to this side, knock that one out, and then we will test the fast blink or slow blink. We'll see if it's acting weird, the BCM's acting weird, or the flasher's acting weird. So, oh yeah, very nice. Nice. Looking on. Nice. So under the dash here, we've got the brake switch. It's actually a pretty common issue with the Colorados that the brake switch fails and you don't have taillights. So we're going to show you a fix for the issue, and we're also going to show you how to replace the unit if it's too far gone. So I'm going to move the camera around and get you guys a better view under the dash here. Alright, so got these two switches right here. This is a brake pedal, And what we've got is the white one here is the brake switch, and the black one is the cruise control. So looks like he's got the brake controller hooked up to that, so I won't mess with that too much. But I'm going to pull this out and remove it from its little spot and show you guys why it fails. So to remove it, you just twist it one way or the other. There it goes. And it comes right out. Pop the clip. There you go. Alright, so I've got the new one. We'll put that in here in a second, but I wanted to show you guys how you can repair these or make it last a little longer. So they've got these little clips here that you can kind of scooch off. And if you're careful, you can do this without breaking them. As I break it. As I break it. So the way these work is that you get power through them until you break. And what happens is they arc. So I broke this one, but if you can get this thing off and pull it apart gently, you'll be able to reuse this switch. So what we're going to do here is gently pull it off. You can see the arc. You can see the arc right here on the pad, and the arc right here on the pad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the garage real quick, and I'm going to sand those two spots quickly on just a piece of sandpaper that I have, a little 120 or something like that I've got sitting there, and I'll come right back. So you guys can see I sanded that a little bit along with this guy here, just a touch on the contact surface, and we'll put it back together and call it a day. The reason I'm showing you guys how to fix this instead of replacing it, which we'll do in a second anyway, but the reason why we're fixing it is that in the event that your brakes fail, your brake lights fail, you can come in here real quick, 5-10 minutes, clean these contacts, slap the switch back in, and you're now running around with brake lights again. So I'll put the copper one in first. Make sure that you put this guy in front of that tab. So that tab's right there. You guys can see that, kind of. But put the spring in. The little plunger here has got a little nipple on it, or whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to gently put this all back together. So I could easily put this one back in and not have an issue, but the install is the same for the stock one or the replacement one. So this replacement one's kind of cool. It's got a little more tactile, better click to it. Seems a lot beefier. It's got a nice little seal on it, and seems to be just a much better part. So this guy's a little Delco one, OE. So we'll just clip it back in and then twist it back into place. Just push it all the way, lock it into place. I'll take the cruise control, check that guy too. Hopefully I don't break these clips like I did the last one. Just need to get them a little bit off of there. Did it. Alright, so this one is the exact same except it has a different clip on it. So see, that's what it should look like. Nice clean contact, no divoting or anything like that. So that one definitely needed to be replaced, but I wanted to show you guys what the contacts look like. Another viable option to fix this one would be to switch the front halves. Switch the front half of this and just put the clip onto the cruise control. And what that would do is allow you to have a functional brake lights, but the only drawback is you'd lose cruise control for the couple days. So not that bad, but it's an option. You can swap the front halves or swap the back halves, however you want to look at it, and plug in the brake switch onto the cruise control, at least for the time being while you're waiting for your switch to come in. So you don't need to pull the fog lamp out, but it does help to kind of check the fitment of the little wings here. So this is 9005. This is not intended to fit this thing here, but what it does allow us to do is trim one of these wings up to get it to fit. So we're going to see what it's going to take here. We got the wide, and thin, so the thin one goes there. And what we want to do is make sure that it fits into this little thing. So we're going to mark it here, with this thing being here. We're just going to go, I want to trim that off. So you can use some side cutters or something like that. I'm just going to use a Dremel so I can have a little bit more control. But we're going to snip this little edge off here and make it fit in there, and then twist into place properly. Alright, so we got our third tap here still. We need that so that it has 3 points of contact to fit in there. So now we got to just set it back into place. You can see that it fits all the way down. Push the O-ring down and tighten her up. And that is how you modify a 9005 bulb to fit the factory fog lights on a Z71. If you guys want to support the channel, you guys can click the link below for all of the parts that I used in these types of videos. This isn't something I sell on my website. This isn't something that I'll ever sell. But if you guys want to help, contribute to what we're doing here, a couple cents goes to me every time you guys click the link and buy these parts that you're already going to buy anyway to fix your truck. So I really appreciate that. If you want any other accessories for your Colorado or lift kits or performance parts, head over to badlightindustries.com, and we've got a whole bunch of really cool products there, and I've got a bunch of things in the works to offer to you guys here coming soon. So take a look at that, and thanks for watching.